What's up, everybody? Courtney here with Courtney Harms Yoga and Fitness. Today we're going to go toward the fitness direction with a yoga-inspired functional workout. This could be done with just your body weight. You could also grab a medicine ball if you have one. 2 light dumbbells would also work. Taking that ball into your hands, set your feet up about shoulder plus width apart, parallel to each other. Let's take a deep breath in. Let it out. Sit low, hips back, chest forward. Similar to chair if you are a regular yogi. And then pushing the ball up toward the sky, we stand up tall, tailbone lengthened, sternum lifts. Bending deeply, sitting low toward parallel with the thighs. And then push it up, arms toward the sky. Making sure we're not jamming the knee joints, but straightening legs, deep breath. Maybe incorporating the inhale as you bend, sitting low. The exhale as you extend, standing high, standing tall. 5 more, inhale, sit low. Exhale, push the ball high. Keep going with that. Roughly 3 more. And 2. And 1. We're going to bring ourselves into a balancing shape between the squats. So sit low. Pick up your right knee. Hands can stay at the heart center, or maybe try pushing the arms forward in space. Sit into the heels, squat. Picking up that left knee and maybe push the ball forward and back in. Sit low. And then stand tall, push the ball forward, balancing. Continuing. If, like me, you get confused about rights and lefts at times, do your best to alternate. No big deal if you do a repeated action, repeated repetition, last couple cycles either way. And then finally, both feet on the ground, arms to the sky. Unlock the knees, but lift through the quads. Tricep extensions, bending. Hands move toward the mid-upper spine. Lengthening, extending, pushing the hands, the ball toward the ceiling. Bending and extending. Slow and steady, trying not to strain in your face, your shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out. There's no perfect number. Challenging yourself, pushing that edge without going past it. If you're just getting back into working out or even practicing yoga, less might be more. Joining me for as much of this as makes sense for you. Let's get right back into that wide-legged setup. Stationary squat. Pushing the ball up. Now try lifting your heels up, working into the calves, the glutes a little more. Bending and straightening without jamming. Adding that lift, that calf raise, that extra challenge, if it's available. Maybe judging each rep, assessing the situation. What in yoga we call svadhyaya, self-study. Bringing that mindfulness into any kind of workout, any kind of new activity you're doing. And I recommend at least 2 or 3 more. Challenging ourselves without going past our edge. And that's going to be the last one for now. Noting there will be more squats, just a different variety. So roughly 10 or so, sit low. Balancing on one foot, lift the knee, shoot that ball forward as an option to make things more challenging. Sit low, squat. Maybe the ball stays as the opposite knee lifts. Maybe you're pressing it forward. Maybe the hardest part so far. Working the chest, the biceps, all sorts of leg and core stabilizers. Good news is, now that I've said all that, we're just about halfway. If you're wobbly, using a drishti point, a soft but steady gaze. Always coming back to the breath. Last 2 to 3 reps on your own. Or maybe it is a simple squat to balance, no ball at all. Our body weight can still do us a ton of good, as in the traditional yoga practice. One more time with that tricep work when you're ready for it. Feet down, arms up, bending and extending, lengthening through the muscles around the joints without jamming them. That applies to the knees as well as your elbows here. While you want the lift and the length, you do not want to force things. Still breathing in, breathing out in that smooth, even way, maybe a full breath per repetition. And somewhere around 10 or so in total, finishing up, last 5. If you lost count, no big deal, maybe join me for 4, 3, 2, and a final rep or so if you just want that last bonus lift. Let your arms come down, hinging at your hips, folding forward and down. And use the ball kind of like you would a yoga block, or just hold the hands at the ankles, the calves. Maybe ebb and flow once or twice, whether that's with the ball, again, or without. Helping to lengthen and create space in the lumbar, the lower spine, as you fold up that travel into the mid and upper back. One more time. And then let's stay in the fold. Option to just be here. Maybe take both hands toward one foot. Rock your hips a little the other way. Spring your knees as you do. Switching it up after that breath, 2 or 3. Easing your way in. Hanging on the side that needs a little more time. And again, back to center. If you're not there already, bend the knees a lot. Roll it up to stand. Taking that moment to adjust. A few easy shoulder rolls, releasing some of that work from the biceps, the triceps, the chest and shoulders. Arms sweeping up, and the right arm, take the right hand toward the mid-back. Do lean the head gently back, draw the heart forward and through. Another breath, 2, maybe 3. Again, if this is the stiffer, wonkier side. Reach and switch. Eventually left hand toward that mid-upper back region, drawing the head back, the heart forward. Breathing out the tension if you can. Choosing to put it down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, arms traveling down. And shrug, release. Get your ball. We're going to get into warriors with that ball. Now this is the balancing warrior, Veer 3, the hardest in some people's opinion. Hands at the heart, springy right knee. Taking the left leg back, maybe as high as parallel with the earth. Reaching arms forward or keeping hands at the chest to make life easier. Pushing that edge without going past it, breathing in, breathing out. At this point, maybe 1 or 2 more, somewhere around 4, 5, 6 or so. Really quality over quantity with these warriors. Soft face, working with that drishti quality, eyes soft but steady. And again, lifting the leg toward hip height, parallel with the earth. Arms reaching or not, as it is a lot in the upper back in particular. Working the areas of the core that might feel a little less awake. Navel hugs in, especially at the end of that breath out. Keeping the connection through. Another cycle, 2. Finishing up without feeling rushed. You'll put the ball down, start to sit yourself down. And the ball is optional. The block is also optional. Taking hands first to the thighs and then maybe forward. First breath or two just being here. And if you're going to try it with the ball, tap the feet down. Inspired by basketball this time of year, doing this idea of moving the ball between the legs, figure eight style. Lifting through the heart, the upper back. Maybe 30 to 60 seconds, you're about halfway there. And then when you finish up, you're just gonna hug the knees. Assessing, maybe joining me for one more repetition just like that, boat pose. Little basketball style figure eights. Breathing in, breathing out. And the coordination is tricky, right? The first time I certainly didn't move this quickly. Finishing up, last breath or two. Move the ball out of the way. Roll yourself all the way down to the ground. Draw the knees in. We're going to take a basic twist to release. Right knee stays, left leg lengthens. Little scooch right, ease the knee left. Take it through neutral. Scooching hips, staggering, left knee in, right leg out. Reaching and opening up. From here, you may feel like, all right, I've had enough for now. Whew, that was a lot. If you're feeling pretty good, you want to keep on going, let's do it. Rolling or rocking on up. Returning to our warriors. Maybe you want to switch direction just to mix it up. Good for our brain. Maybe you want to start on the foot. You often don't. No big deal if you're not sure. Eyes steady, working with our drishti. Making sure there is enough room in front and behind you. And as mentioned, maybe the ball is just at the chest if you're unsure about continuing on, but you want to push yourself. Modify a bit, make things a little easier. And if that starts to feel like, all right, I got this, then continue with the harder option. Progressing it over time. 1 to 2 more on your own. If you're wobbling through it, notice what happens mentally. Can you come back to compassion? Bringing in this yoga principle of Svadhyaya, bring your own best teacher, our own biggest fan, self-study. Not about being our own harshest critic, right? Being a constructive critic, if you want to bring in that terminology. Switching it up, side 2, anywhere from 4, 5, 6 or so. And sometimes it ends up being 7 or 8 attempts, but we sort of count 4 or 5 of them. No big deal either way, doing the best you can. Breathing through it. Last rep or 2 for most of you. And definitely for me. And then just standing tall. I'm going to turn to face you to be clear. Bringing the ball into one hand, elbows are springy. Breathing in, breathing out, take it over. And into that second hand. Now if you didn't have the med ball, this might be a time to just work the arms. Or use something that is safe to pass from one side to the other. That is grippable, palmable. A couple more. You bring the ball back to the midline. Maybe lick your lips, swallow. Flutter it all out. And let's explore that just one more time. Spring your elbows if needed. Using those fingertips. Traps do draw down as the heart opens up. And at this point, you've got just a few more for this particular workout. Last two. And one. Now take a moment. Turning again so you have plenty of space for the legs as we move into this next one. My right foot's forward. I'm going to send my left leg back. And my back knee is springy. I'm going to take the arms forward. I'm going to do a little twist toward the front leg. So for now to the right. And then I stand it up from there. Breathing in. Ball comes forward, back knee bends. Breathing out. We twist. Breathing in, stand it up. Breathing out here. Inhale. Twist as you exhale. Stand it up, inhale. Releasing on the exhale. One more. Back foot comes forward, switching sides. Left foot stays. Right foot scooches, springy back knee. Arms eventually moving forward, finding that twist. Root and rise, stand up. Hands, arms can come in or down depending on what you need. Bending, inhale. Twisting, exhale. Stand it up, inhale. Release, exhale. Again, bend. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. And exhale. Back foot comes forward. Bring the ball down. Springy knees. A lot like Ardha Uttanasana, your half lift. Gonna take it up. And then from here, standing it all the way up, hands the ball near the low belly, upper hip region. Breathing in. Breathing out. Similar to a deadlift, springy knees. Keep going. Notice if, like me, your tucking of the chin isn't happening. And you tuck a little more. Last 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Bring that ball to your chest. Now a more active lunge, that crescent-inspired shape. No twist, just keeping the ball at the chest, or maybe hands at the hips, airplane. Step the right foot back, feet together. Step the left foot back, feet together. Continuing with that. Breathing in, breathing out. Two, maybe 3 more, finishing up. No big deal if you're unsure, so am I. 8, 9, 10 or so in total. One more round of that deadlift work, maybe adding a little bit more with the arms. Pushing that edge, arms would come forward, roughly upper belly, lower chest tight. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last few on your own. Checking in with your posture. Can you stand tall, looking for mountain? Softening the spots quick to overreact, to overwork. A little more svadhyaya, self-study, taking care of you. Active, moving lunges, same idea. Maybe arms are going to shoot forward. Maybe they're not. They might be cooked. Reach it back. Again, option to come forward. Option to keep the ball at the chest or set it down. Final set, moving with that conscious breath. Strengthening without straining. Bringing in mobility, range of motion where we tend to lose it. Especially if you're more sedentary. Or just identify someone a bit stiffer. And then again, putting the ball down. It's time to drop the head, shake it a little yes, shake it a little no. A few breaths to just be, calming the nervous system. A few more to roll it up. Do take the arms up. Right hand to left wrist, stretch it over, side bending. Coming back to the breath, root and rebound. Only looking up if the neck agrees with that, and once more. Passing through an active mountain, reach up, maybe look up. Side two, root and rise, take it over. Breathing in, breathing out. Back to neutral. Reaching it up. Eventually arms are coming all the way down. Right over left, eagle bind, stretching it out. Feel the back of the heart expand and contract. Still connecting the core of you at the end of that exhale. And maybe softening those spots needing that reminder, like the face, the grip of the fingers. Switching it, other arm on top, Garudasana, eagle-inspired stretch. Releasing the tension, breathe it out. Maybe flutter those lips while you're here. Taking another moment, checking in, maybe enjoying another one of my videos to either continue strengthening or moving into more of a stretch with an easy yoga flow. Namaste.